Hi everybody. Today I'm going to show you how you can use about $100 of lighting and background equipment from Amazon to make really professional looking videos right in your own living room. And you're going to have a nice white background that kind of melts behind you while you're walking around in front of it, maybe even have pictures appear next to you, and hopefully we can achieve a near professional effect without too much effort. I'm going to show you how all of that works and set it up and take it down and just show you how easy it is. Here we go. So you'll see I've got 3 bags here. So this one on the left is going to be the frame to hold the background material, and this one in the middle is going to be all of the lighting equipment. So I'm going to start by building the frame and putting up the cloth, and then we'll move on to the lighting equipment. So I'm using equipment from this company called Cowboy Studio, and it's pretty good stuff. It's very economically priced. I'm sure you could get fancier stuff for a lot more, but I think that for making home videos, this stuff works pretty well. They all come with these carrying cases, which is very nice if you're going to take them to other places to do your shoots. And the way these work is you just pull apart these little tripods here and set them down. We're going to start at this minimum height. So now I've got 3 ranges of height adjustment. I'm going to start off at the bottom, it's easier to deal with. And the most challenging part of all of this is once we've got the center bar here put together, we're going to have to thread this this metal piece. We're going to have to thread this through the cloth. Now it's really important to keep the cloth nice and white, so I would recommend keeping it in the bag as much as you can. And try to vacuum your floor and whatnot before you actually unravel it. The kit comes with a smaller cloth, and that one's fine for certain kinds of things, but if you really want to get the full width and to have a white background behind you for larger shots, I really recommend ordering a separate cloth. And there's links below that will show you how you can order each of these individual pieces. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking for the end, which has basically a tube of fabric sewn in it right at the top. And so all I have to do is thread this pole through the tube. And slip it through. Don't worry if the ends of the pole slide around a little bit. It doesn't do any damage. It's just I can make it easier to get the different parts of the pole through the cloth. This end. And I just like to pull the cloth all the way under, and then I can stretch the bar back out. That's generally the easier way to go. So you don't need to keep the bar full length while you're actually doing it. It's only afterwards that it matters. So now I'm going to remove the wing nuts from the tops of these support poles. One. This one. Now, you want to kind of get these ends as far apart as you can, depending on the size of your place. And I have just enough room to get it to full width here. And once you do, you can stretch the cloth to its full width, and you can see it's just the length of the bar here. Now that this is all stretched out, I'm going to put the wing nuts on either side here. And I'm going to do the same over here. And now that we've got this all stretched out and the bar's all the way extended and we've got the wing nuts on, the next step is we want to lift this bar up as high as it can go. And so we basically do that one stage at a time. And I like to start just with, so I'll lift one stage on one side all the way, tighten it, and then I'll lift that same stage on the other side all the way, and I'll tighten it, and then I lift the second stage all the way, and I tighten it. Okay. Now we're going to pull this over a little bit. straightened out. Okay. Now you'll see we have a whole bunch of cloth left in the front here. You might wonder why that is. Well, the reason is that the way it works is that the cloth isn't just a background, it actually drapes down under your feet too, so you get a nice white expanse whatever you're filming. So there we go. We've got the cloth set up now. And now the back's still going to look pretty wrinkly right now, and that's both because we don't have the lighting set up, but also because we're going to do a little bit of post-processing to kind of like set up the contrast so that the background really melts away. Now the next step's going to be set up the lighting, so I'm going to go and do that. One of the things I really like about the set is that they use all of these compact fluorescent bulbs, and the nice part about that is you get really nice bright light without generating a lot of heat or taking up a lot of power. So the way that this works is we've got 3 tripod mounts, kind of like we did before, and each one of them has a light socket on top of it. So this one's kind of the auxiliary one, and these are taller, and we're going to have reflector diffuser umbrellas that go on top of these guys. Now I'm going to install the bulbs, and after I install the bulbs I'm going to put the umbrellas on. I have the diffuser umbrellas. You can also get reflective ones, but the light actually goes through these, and since they're kind of translucent, it kind of diffuses the light instead of getting harsh spotlights on your face. Basically, I open up the umbrella and I put this through this little hole that's right in front of the bulb. Now we can put in the bulb and have the light come through that guy. I like to keep the bulbs right in the foam just because they're a little delicate, you know, and these high power bulbs aren't cheap, so it's good to take care of them a little bit. Now each one of these bulbs only takes 45 watts of power, but it puts out an equivalent of 225 watts of an incandescent light, so you're going to put out quite a bit of light. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have these 2 larger ones with the umbrellas. I'm going to lift them up a little bit and point them down towards my face and body, and then the smaller one I'm just going to put out in front and illuminate me directly. That's kind of the standard setup. Okay, now it's going to be like Christmas. Are you ready? We're going to turn the lights on. Here we go. So here's light 1, and here's light 2 coming from the side, and here's light. Okay. So now you can see we've got a nice, pretty bright picture, and next what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in the frame a little bit. Okay, now we've got the camera zoomed in, and before we go any further, we're going to do a calibration shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my arms all the way up the sides, see if I can still see them in the frame. Then I'm going to take 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps, 4 steps to the right, go back to the center, and take 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps, 4 steps to the left. And now when I go back and look at that, I can see where exactly, how far I can move while I'm doing the video. Okay, now we're ready to do a test video. So first you're going to just see me in the frame the way that you've seen me throughout this video with the cloth and the contrast that you're used to. And now I've adjusted in my video editor the contrast so that now the background seems much brighter and much whiter behind me. And the way that I've done that is basically change the contrast and brightness settings of the video until I get that white just saturating behind me. The other thing I want to show you is how you can actually add elements to a video once you've got that set up, how it's very natural to do that. For instance, I can say, let's look at this picture of a cat. Or I can walk over to this side and say, why don't you watch my video about hair straightening because it's awesome. There's other things you can do also, like for instance, like if you see those videos and commercials for certain products. When I first thought of this device, I never knew how awesome it would be, but seeing it in real life, it's like the most amazing thing ever. Or if you want to make a political talking head kind of video, you can look off to the other direction and say things like, I do believe that world peace is possible if only we try. You see, it's a matter of putting our hands together and really working on it together. There's just a lot of options. I hope that you found this useful, and if you have any more questions, please feel free to put them in the comments and I'll try to answer as many as I can. And if you do end up using this setup, do let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about how it worked for you. Thank you very much.